a third-year nursing student.
I'm Austin. I'm a third-year mechanical engineering student.
I'm Carolina. I'm also a third-year mechanical engineering student.
And my name is Nega. I'm a fourth-year planetary health and society student, and our team name is Team.
So, as I said before, our team aims to prevent pressure injuries, and we found that turning patients frequently or every 2 hours is the best way to prevent pressure injuries. So we have designed physical tools and also digital interventions to help the efficiency and also remind the nurses and family to turn those patients.
Yep, so this past semester or so, we've developed 4 different either innovations or community interventions. So on the innovation side, we developed a patient turning tool using a repurposed t-shirt, and then we also developed a pillow also using a repurposed t-shirt. And then on the community intervention side, we developed turning instructions with a bed sheet and also an electronic turning reminder using either WhatsApp or an actual physical electronic device.
So we started our project about a year ago in October, and we came up with this idea to form some sort of tool that can help turn patients. We pitched the idea, and throughout the next few months, we were able to prototype it with different materials and also developed alternative ways to use the solutions and the equipment that we were using to form a pillow and also a reminder system. And this past summer in July, we traveled to Eldoret and had an amazing experience and got to see firsthand how our tool would be able to be incorporated into the community and learned a lot about how we can improve it. And then this past semester, we've been working on making changes and also implementing some new interventions.
So our first prototype was this tool for turning patients. And it's entirely made of t-shirts, and it's a very simple design. It's just basically like a square sheet made from t-shirt and then the handle on top. And this handle is crucial for nurses or family to use to like kind of pull on the other side of the patient to help the patient turn.
We also came up with a solution that's very similar to this one, but using a common household material like a bed sheet. And we formed instructional videos and physical instructions as a way for community members and patients and their families to be able to use something like a bed sheet to be able to easily turn patients every 2 hours in the household. And so that would be something that we also developed, and we came up with videos and instructions to go along with that.
Yep, so here's one of our turning instructions that Sean helped develop with some of the nursing students at the School of Nursing. And then we also have 2 quick intro videos. So these videos are part of a larger series where it's a very detailed instructions for how to actually use the devices. But here's some quick little clips we got. So there's the bed sheet.
They also worked on their acting skills. You can tell that was definitely ill in the bed.
Yep, I had a lot of practice acting like a prone patient.
We also came up with a pillow idea based off of the repurposed t-shirts. While we were making our prototype, we realized we did have a lot of extra scraps and kind of stuffing material. And through our research, we learned that a lot of the patients there may not have a pillow or might be sharing a bed with another patient. And so having this sort of pillow to not only use for their head, but also to elevate their legs and their feet could be something of use to them. And while we were developing this, we kept in mind things like sanitation issues and also what materials would be best in terms of accessibility.
And so for our t-shirt device, we tested it. So here our goal was to understand how much force could be applied to the fabric before it broke. So we took into consideration 2 different fabric blends that we could encounter. So we tested 100% cotton, 100% polyester, and different blends, as you can see there. And I was able to use this tensile strength machine in collaboration with the School of CNS. And so here are some of the results. And all of the fabrics will elongate differently based on their materials. And so the worst case we found was 100% cotton, and it would break if more than 35 pounds of force were applied at each end of the handle, as you can see here, the ends. And then our best case was 35% cotton and 65% polyester, and this one would break 96 pounds of force were applied at each hip. And so our conclusion here was that most fabrics we would encounter here and also in Eldoret wouldn't break until about 35 pounds of force were applied at each end.
And finally, last semester, we developed a WhatsApp turning solution based off of WhatsApp, and this is kind of based on the notion of nudges, where some subtle change in the environment can influence a person to do a certain task. So, for instance, I use Duolingo a lot, so I get that little notification every day to do my Duolingo daily, and that helps you keep track. But this can also be used in, for instance, hospitals where a patient can be reminded to take their medicine, or in this case, to turn a patient every 2 hours. So using Python, we developed this turning interface online where a patient would scan a QR code, and then after 2 hours, they would receive a reminder through WhatsApp to turn their patient.
And we did receive some feedback from the nursing staff there, which was really helpful for us. Something that we implemented this past semester was adding an extra strap to our prototype. So that way, for patients of different sizes and abilities, we would be able to ensure that our prototype wouldn't slip from under them. And we also made sure to partner with some of the students at Moy University, and we got our videos translated into Swahili. And we also worked on our community intervention, specifically the WhatsApp interface, as we realized and learned that not all patients might have a smartphone, and so we came up with a physical solution to that problem as well.
So aside from just making the prototype, we realized that to have a beneficial effect, not only do we need to make the detailed instruction on how to make the prototype, but also instructional videos on how to use a prototype step by step. So we have made step-by-step tutorials with audio on how to use our tool.
And this video will demonstrate what our repurposed t-shirt patient turning device looks like and
So
create a large surface
we have the introduction, and we have
adjusted to ensure
step-by-step
that
of how to
it's straightened out
place
with
it
the
and how to
bottom
turn the
ties
patient
turning
with it. And we did it with 2 nurses because we aim to use videos for the hospitals. So in the hospitals, the standard is to turn patients with 2 nurses. But as some of y'all might know, a lot of times there's always a short staff, and sometimes your assistant is busy. So we designed this with the use of 1 nurse in mind. But aside from that, we know that this video will be deployed in the Eldoret, and the majority of patients speak Swahili there. So we made this with a Swahili translation as well.
And as we mentioned before, this is our new iteration of the WhatsApp device, the nudges that Austin was mentioning. So we created a physical electronic device that would light up every 2 hours. Right now we have a prototype that lights up like every couple seconds, just so you can see how it works. And so this is what we've created, our first iteration. We're also planning on possibly 3D printing the case, and we were able to meet with in Kenya with a center that's called the Tumaini Innovation Center, and they have 3D printers. So this could potentially be like something that they could create for many people in the community, in households and in the hospitals.
Yep, so here's our prototype that we developed this semester. Pretty simple to make. If we pass it off to the Tumaini Innovation Center, they would be able to quickly and readily make this device also. But for the purpose of this, it's only going to last about 10 seconds, but in reality, it would be for 2 hours, the red light would show, and then after those 2 hours, the green light would turn on. But yeah, this is also another way to provide sort of nudge. So instead of a WhatsApp, we have a what's up to turn the patients. But yeah.
And that was it for our presentation, and thank you guys so much for listening and showing us some support. We learned so much from the past year, working alongside people with different backgrounds, and also getting to go physically in Eldoret and learning from the community members there was really special. We all gained lifelong friendships with not only each other, but also people in Kenya. And we want to thank Dr. Elsie and Dr. Zuniga for showing so much support to us. Thank you.